Another question from Michael Moro. Michael Moro is the CEO of Genesis Trading. And the question is, potential policy implications of the explosive growth we've witnessed in stablecoins. Specifically, what does it mean for anyone and everyone to be able to access the US dollar? If anyone with an Ethereum address can own US dollar, it can be imagined that many people in various countries around the world would sell their own fiat currency to do just that. If the current growth rate continues and stablecoins reach scale, could a stablecoin like USDC contribute to a strengthening dollar? And would that be desirable from a US government perspective? Because a strong dollar has positives and negatives. And how might other countries around the world react if their citizens keep selling the native fiat to access US dollar through stablecoins, when many countries are having a difficult enough time as is getting their currency to hold value? Michael, these are very profound and important questions and things that we have explored a bit here on the Money Movement. I think that over the arc of the coming 5 to 10 years, exactly these issues are going to play out. I think the innovation of digital currency, of open network, public blockchain, fiat digital currency, is that these forms of fiat can exist just like a piece of content on the internet, and that means that they can exist everywhere instantly, and that is profound. And there's this concept I like to talk to, which is, stable coins are a kind of over-the-top money. If you're familiar with the internet space, there was over-the-top telecommunications, which was Skype. When Skype came out, you didn't need to go through the telephone system. If you had a computer, you could have a voice call with anyone for free, peer-to-peer. And then over-the-top video emerged, where you could have peer-to-peer video sharing. You could have anyone being able to publish video, and you could have a video producer being able to stream their television show to audiences on any internet device, anywhere and everywhere. And you've seen that played out in radio and music and in many other realms. Well, we're now seeing over-the-top internet money, and the benefits to the user are profound. And it is my belief that people and businesses are going to kind of elect with their smartphones and their software and their computers what global economic system they want to participate in. And that is going to create challenges for different fiscal policymakers around the world and monetary policymakers around the world. I think for the U.S., I had the head of the OCC, Brian Brooks, on the show recently, and he talked about how we need to make sure that the U.S. dollar remains competitive as a global reserve currency, and it's used to settle many transactions around the world. As we know, China will, within a short number of years, be a larger global economy than the U.S. economy, and the U.S. has an interest in ensuring that the U.S. dollar remains highly competitive. And one way to make it competitive is to give it more functionality, give it greater utility. And so digital dollar stablecoins over public internet networks kind of turbocharges the dollar and gives it tremendous capability. So I think it does advantage, and is something that I think the U.S. government can be really supportive of, because stablecoins like USDC are fully reserved by central bank, ultimately by central bank value. It's not changing monetary policy; it's inheriting monetary policy. And so, to the degree that the monetary policy of the Federal Reserve is weakening the dollar or strengthening the dollar, a stablecoin doesn't do anything to modify that. It sort of inherits that, and it, in some ways, becomes a transmission mechanism of that as well. But in terms of how other countries might react, I mean, I think this is a profound set of questions. I mean, I think We saw with, the Arab Spring, individuals being able to have a free association, free speech, in countries that had not had free association and free speech before. And there were significant crackdowns. There were investments by those authoritarian regimes in infrastructure to be able to shut down and attempt to monitor and police those free speech platforms. But people have been, pretty adept at using things like VPNs and routing around authoritarian systems of control. And I think there are profound questions here. I think over time, the adoption of reserve currencies, including the Chinese RMB, which I think will emerge as a much, much larger and more important reserve currency in internet transactions, digital dollars, digital euros, and other reserve currencies will play a greater role in domestic economies ultimately. And the sort of dollarization theme where some countries elect to just peg to the dollar or adopt the dollar, I think you'll continue to see some of that. But I think the deeper integration of the global economic system through the internet will lead to ultimately fundamental shifts in how fiscal policy and monetary policy are executed in countries that don't have reserve currencies. That is already the case in terms of balance of trade and central bank reserves and things like that, and debt markets and interest rate markets for many of these countries. But I think that will accelerate. Digital currencies in the stablecoin variety or other are going to play a really significant role in that. So great question, Michael.